The 10 types of narcissists are a way of categorizing the dominant strategies narcissists use to garner narcissistic supply and validate their fantasy. 1. Overt, or grandiose narcissist. The grandiose narc is the most stereotypical of all narcissists. They're most likely seen swaggering through the crowd like they own the place, all while checking themselves out in every mirror along the way. The grandiose narcissist has an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They have an inflated view of their abilities, believing they are exceptional, unique, and destined for greatness. 2. Covert, or vulnerable narcissist. Vulnerable narcissists mask their grandiosity behind a facade of humility, appearing sensitive and self-effacing on the surface. However, beneath this facade lies a deep sense of entitlement, hypersensitivity to criticism, and an insatiable need for validation. Vulnerable narcissists have extremely low self-worth and can only gain it by receiving constant validation from the outside world. They most often use victimhood and pity to gain attention. 3. Altruistic, or communal narcissist. Altruistic narcissists get their self-worth and validation from presenting themselves as exceptionally caring, self-sacrificing, and devoted to the welfare of others. They use their false image of selflessness as a way to gain adulation and narcissistic supply. However, there's nothing selfless about them at all. If they don't get the applause they believe they deserve, they'll quickly become angry, and even accuse others of taking advantage of them. 4. Malignant, or psychopathic narcissist. Malignant narcissists display a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a relentless pursuit of power and control over others. What sets them apart are their extreme tendencies toward manipulation, exploitation, and a willingness to cause significant harm to achieve their goals. They have high levels of psychopathy and will engage in criminal, violent, and other harmful behaviors with no remorse, making them very dangerous. 5. Exhibitionist narcissist. The exhibitionist narcissist is the most self-obsessed narc you could imagine. They are constantly seeking attention, admiration, and validation through overt displays of their perceived superiority and achievements. They have an insatiable need to be the center of attention to gain narcissistic supply. They're often described as being the life of the party, photobombers and drama queen storytellers. 6. Sexual narcissist. A sexual narcissist uses their sexual charm and allure to assert dominance, control, and admiration from others. This type of narcissist exhibits an extreme need for sexual validation, often using seduction and manipulation to satisfy their relentless thirst for attention and conquest. They view their sexuality as a means to bolster their self-worth and superiority, seeking admiration and gratification while often disregarding the emotional needs and boundaries of their partners. 7. Somatic narcissist. Somatic and sexual narcissists are similar and can even become intertwined. While sexual narcissists use their sexuality to gain adoration and supply, a somatic narcissist is fixated on their physical appearance, attractiveness, and bodily achievements as the primary source of self-worth and validation. Somatic narcissists seek constant admiration and attention for their physical traits, and believe that their physical attributes deem them more superior and special than others. 8. Cerebral narcissist. The cerebral narcissist uses their intellectual abilities, perceived intelligence, and academic or professional achievements as the core sources of their self-esteem and superiority. They are excessively focused on showcasing their intellect, knowledge, or talents as a means of validation and to prop up their false self. 9. Spiritual narcissist. A spiritual narcissist uses a false image of spiritual enlightenment, moral superiority, or religious beliefs as a way to assert their superiority and seek admiration. They adopt a holier-than-thou attitude, believing themselves to possess superior wisdom, insight, or connection to higher truths. They use their spiritual or moral beliefs as a tool for self-elevation, pegging themselves above others so that they can gain narcissistic supply. Lastly, 10. Antagonistic narcissist. The antagonistic narcissist can be picked from the crowd by their confrontational and hostile demeanor, using aggression, manipulation, and a desire for dominance to assert their superiority over others. They thrive on conflict, often instigating or provoking arguments to make themselves feel powerful. Antagonistic narcissists are the quintessential schoolyard bully. They're not charming or talented in any way, so they resort to aggressive behaviors to bring those around them down and make themselves feel better.